Hey, let's get right to it. Let's hear about this awesome game tonight.
It was just a great win because the first three opponents the Cavaliers had really weren't that good. None of them were ranked. Texas, though, came in number 13. It was the first formidable test for the Cavs, both on offense and defense. It was going to be a good litmus test to determine just how good this team was. I think they passed the test. Like the Wicked Witch of the West, the big bad Texas Longhorns apparently don't fare too well when it's wet out. On the other hand, Tiki Barber danced like Gene Kelly in the rain tonight as Virginia celebrated homecoming with its most solid all-around effort so far this year. Dateline 29 Sports Director Maurice Jones was on hand at Scott Stadium. And, Mo, this was really a fun game to watch.
Oh, it was incredible to watch. I got my 3 T's for this game. Turnovers, touchdowns, and Tiki. That pretty much wrapped up the game today. First quarter was incredible for Virginia. Let's take a look at the highlights. Plenty of rain in this one, but it didn't seem to bother the Cavaliers. Anthony Poindexter's interception set up this play for Tiki Barber. He goes 16 yards for the touchdown. Virginia led it 7-0. More Tiki a few minutes later. Rondé Barber's interception gives his brother another shot at the end zone. This is an incredible run. Look at the jukes all over the place, and he goes 26 yards for the score, and the Hoos were on top 14-0. Defense provided another spark. James Ferrier with the sack. He forces the fumble, and it's recovered by Jamie Sharper, and Sharper was down on the play, but it just gave Tiki another chance to score. This time he does it from 13 yards out. 3 TDs for Tiki in the first quarter alone. They led it 24-3 at the half. The Cavs put this one away in the fourth quarter. Tim Sherman with the quarterback sweep around the end, and he follows his blockers right into the end zone for the 22-yard touchdown, 34-13 UVA, and that's the way it ended for Virginia tonight. Pretty much at that point, they went on to cruise past Texas by the final of 37-13. And I forgot another T, Todd White. He had a fantastic game along with this Virginia defense. Todd, what an incredible win for you guys tonight. We were talking about this earlier in the week. You said you really felt that this was a game that you guys had to win in order to reach into a national spotlight and stay there.
Well, we felt this game was a pivotal point, for the Virginia Cavaliers as far as us gaining national respect. And I think we did that in good fashion by being able to beat them by so many points.
And what were you thinking in the first quarter when everything seemed to be going right for you guys?
Rawhide was kind of going through my mind at the time, that song. But, the guys, played tremendous out there offense and defensively, and the fans helped us out a lot. Staying out there and being able to endure the rain and the monsoon that came through here, they helped us out a lot and gave us a lot of support.
So where do you guys go from here? You only have North Carolina, Virginia Tech, and Florida State after this, huh?
We only go uphill after this. Our ride only gets a little bit harder and a little bit more bumpier. So, we have to get ready. We have to put this one behind us tomorrow, and get ready for practice and become more physical.
Incredible win for you tonight, Todd. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the season. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, that does it for us from here at Scott Stadium. And an incredible win tonight for Virginia, 37-13 win over Texas, and what an incredible night for these Cavaliers. And that's all from here. See you later.
Thanks a lot, Mo. Way to go, Cavs. The other big game in the ACC had number 2 Florida State hosting number 11 North Carolina. This one was a defensive struggle. Here's the only TD of the game in the second quarter. Warwick Dunn from 11 yards out to put the Seminoles up 10-0. Later in the fourth, Dexter Baxter comes through and blocks this Carolina punt. That led to another field goal as FSU improves to 3-0. They shut out the Tar Heels by the final of 13-0. Let's go to the scoreboard now for today's games involving ACC teams. I should have corrected that Virginia score. Okay, moving now to the Big East. The 18th-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies put their 13-game winning streak on the line as they took on Syracuse this afternoon up in the Carrier Dome. And early on, the Hokies' defense comes up big. In the first quarter, Cornelius White busts through to block the punt, and he's off to the races 60 yards for the score to tie it at 7-all. In fact, Tech led it 14-7 after 1. Move now to the third quarter. Hokies down by 10. Ken Oxendine punches it in for his second TD of the game to make it 24-21 Syracuse. But the rest of the way, it was all Orangemen. They outscored Tech 28-0. They go on to rout the Hokies by the final of 52-21. Over in Harrisonburg this afternoon, James Madison hosted New Hampshire in a battle of unbeatens. In the third quarter, JMU trailing 18-7 when freshman quarterback Greg Maddox hits Macy Brooks on the slant, and he has gone 30 yards for the score. With a 2-point conversion, that cut it to 18-15 UNH. But the Wildcats dominated the rest of the way. They scored 3 TDs in the final quarter as they dumped JMU by the final of 39-22. 5 games today involving in-state teams, with only the Richmond Spiders coming out with the win. And let's go to the top 25 board. 12 other games involving the top 25 teams, including top-ranked Florida crushing Kentucky. In baseball, the Orioles look to clinch the American League wildcard berth today with a win over the Blue Jays up in Toronto. Despite last night's ejection, Robbie Alomar was in the lineup this afternoon. His suspension has been put off until next season, pending league review of his run-in with umpire John Hirschbeck. As for today's game, pick it up in the 7th. Top of the 7th, tied at 1-all when B.J. Surhoff gets all of this Eric Hansen pitch. The solo shot is 21st on the air to put the O's up 2-1. Move to the bottom of the 9th. The Birds about to put it away when Ed Sprague drills this Armando Benitez offering into the left field bleachers. Guess what, folks? We're tied at 2-all, and we're heading for extra innings. In the top of the 10th, the man who was supposed to sit this game out comes through in the clutch. Roberto Alomar with a solo blast to right center, and the Orioles clinch the AL wildcard by the final of 3-2 in 10 innings. They'll take on Cleveland in the divisional playoffs starting Tuesday night. Let's go to the scoreboard for all results in the American League, including the Yankees doubling up on the Red Sox. And here are today's scores from the senior circuit, including the Padres over the Dodgers. Both teams are playoff bound, but they're going to decide the NL West title tomorrow at 4. And they don't give us much time. We got to sort of come down from that big win because Georgia Tech is a formidable opponent. They're on next Saturday at 3:30. That'll be on ABC. But the Cavs have a few less days to prepare than Georgia Tech.
A lot of celebration tonight, I'm sure. We'll be right back.